Hey everybody, it is now Friday morning, the 26th of July, and let's see, it's about 7:40 in the morning. I just got in here to Work Bar Boston in Cambridge. It's where Reactive Studios has space at the moment. Trying something new. I'm going to kind of document the day, show you what a day in the life is like. Every once in a while I'll pop on and explain what I'm up to, and maybe what our UI programmer is up to, and what some of the people on Skype are up to. Let you know maybe how things can become complicated, also how we solve problems. Maybe we'll see what that's like. All right, so this is morning, checking in, just showing my space real here. It's sort of my workspace bag. As you can see, it's pretty early, so nobody's really in yet. And if you were to walk over through that way, you would eventually meet the reception area and then get into sort of the cafeteria. There's no coffee, so I think I'm going to have to run over to Starbucks right now. I think that's about it for now. Nothing exciting. I'll log on again when something cool's happening. Cool. Hello, everybody. I'm currently on Skype here. We're starting the day with our typical stand-up. Most of the time I'm at home when I do the stand-up. I came in very early today, as I mentioned earlier. So this is sort of my workspace and session. As you can see, I've got Skype set up. I'm chatting right now with Matt Albrecht, who's the CEO. They can't hear you, Matt. I'm on a headset. So yeah, but he just said hello. Matt said hello. So we're waiting on Bruno. He's on another call at the moment, but then he'll be joining us. And typically, what we do is, a stand-up is where those of us that we've got to distribute our tasks and make sure that we're staying on target. We get together and we do a Skype and we say, well, what did you do yesterday? What are you doing today? And what tasks are we completing? Typically, I'm on my headset and we chat it out and we can share information. That's about it. So usually this takes anywhere between 15 minutes to half an hour. And usually by that point, our programmer, or our UI programmer, Don, is coming in and or is ready to start working on tasks. And just so you know, that's where Don will be sitting later today. So you'll get to meet him. And I guess I ended up getting my Starbucks, like I had mentioned. So that's about it for now. I'll try to check in later too. Okay, so let me see. All right, so by now stand-ups are definitely done. It's 9:30. Don, our UI programmer, it's Don Mitchell. He's now in here and working on his stuff. I am now tasked with quite a few things. We're going to be working on an email thread where we're going to send information about our website, the Reactive Studios website, which is kind of not in a very good shape right now. We're going to be doing a call sometime between 10 and 10:30 to discuss in-app purchases, how we're going to be handling the shop system, that sort of thing. We're also hopefully going to have a feature complete build to send out to among a small testing group just among us developers, and that is something that we'll be able to test, and then eventually, if things go well, get that out to our larger group of testers. But first, we've been dealing with a plugin called Rapid Ears, and it's a part of PolitePix. It's this open source voice recognition software. And Bruno, our engineer, has been kind of debugging some issues with Rapid Ears. Rapid Ears makes the voice recognition faster. So if you saw the demos and the videos, you'd see that there's sort of a delay in the voice recognition, and that's the reason why is that a lot of voice recognition software like this one, like PolitePix, the open source one, will listen and then wait for a pause. And once it hears the pause, it will then register what it heard and turn that into text, and then compare it to, we'll use our engine essentially to make the decision. So what Rapid Ears does, Rapid Ears makes it faster in the sense that the voice recognition software just immediately listens, and once it hears something, it immediately goes, it immediately triggers that next state. So that's something that's going to be implemented. It's been a long process, but this next build should check that stuff out. Should see that. Also in the build, we're going to be some updates about the way that sound files are up on our server, and they're being downloaded onto the phone whenever someone gets another episode. I'll hopefully be able to talk more about that later, but we'll just have to see what happens with the build. Hey everybody. So what's happening right now is that it's now 11 o'clock. We've made some progress, but then in making progress, we've also run into some sort of a bug. We're still looking to get a build out that will have a lot of our major features in today. That's looking likely, but the problem is that now in the newer build and what we're looking at, there is a point at which the game crashes due to some sort of issue with the variable, trying to figure that out. So, as you can see here, I've got sort of the script set up. I've got my tools on my computer that I'm trying to search and find out if it's an issue on my end with sort of the flow and the way that it's the variables are defined in the scripting that I did versus something that's happening with the engine. So we don't know that, so that could be a potential problem. Also, something else that complicated things, it's a good thing, but because of the attention we've received, we're getting some emails and calls from potential partners that are wanting to connect and talk to us, distributors and our media people or third parties that are interested in what we're doing and want to talk to us about things. And so Matt, the CEO, and I jumped into a conference call from about 10 to about 10:45 to discuss things and talk about our product, and we're going to let some people in and see what's going on with it. The idea being that we want to get this out to a wider audience, and as it is, we're kind of we're obscure and smaller, and much like the point of the Kickstarter, to get it out and find our audience, to get people who are interested. And so there's possibilities that we're not necessarily looking for a publisher, and that's not the idea, but it's more like we're looking for partners, for media, for PR, for things like that. And we'll keep everybody updated as that stuff goes along, but it becomes crazy because we're in the middle of working on the game and trying to solve problems and fix bugs, but at the same time we need to kind of be open and ready to go and chat really quickly with partners. Anyway, so that's where we are here at 11 o'clock. I'll keep updating. Bye-bye. Hey everybody. So it's now about noon, and what we're seeing is that, well, first of all, I'm about ready to hit send on a new update that's going to be public here in a few moments. And I'm also, I've had a chance to communicate with some of our developers about some of the iOS store stuff. Unfortunately, we're running into an issue that the developer portal is down for Apple. It's been down for about a week now, and so it's causing an issue. So we're kind of blocked from adding a developer to our account as a developer for Apple. So that's becoming an issue. I've also checked in, and things are going well with the build. The bug still isn't fixed with respect to the variable situation I mentioned earlier. But hopefully we'll see some progress on that. Here in a moment, I'm going to check in with our sound designer, Shannon Daly, and find out a little bit more about some progress she's been making on some of the content. That's about it for now. Hello again. Okay, so it's now 12:50. So I've been communicating with one of our programmers a little bit about some of the issues, how we're finding some workarounds since Apple is kind of down, and how we're going to figure out a little bit more about how the Apple shop will work. I'm sorry to be vague, it's kind of complicated and it's tough to describe. But I also just finished chatting with our musician, Lee Xiaoan, and we just figued out a new deal for something cool that's going to be happening. I can't really talk about that because it's going to come out in an update, maybe not sure if it's before or after when we're going to post this. But I'm getting ready to go to lunch, but before I did that, I just wanted to introduce you to Don. So this is Don. He says hi, and he's going to say a little bit about who he is and what he's working on.
So I'm the front-end developer, and we which means I hook up all the UI stuff to like the back-end stuff. And right now we're working on getting the saved game from our server to load up the current status of the game. Run into a few issues with that, and particularly around Facebook user info.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, and so the reason that's relevant is that we are going to have a save game opportunity. You'll be able to connect through Facebook and therefore save your game based on like the stats and your progress. So, and I'll post a screenshot with this that you can see what the stat screen looks like. So when you're making decisions, those are going to be recorded and saved. So that those stats can build. This is why we kind of call it like an RPG light. It's really simple in terms of your role-playing characteristics. Like you can choose between charismatic versus hostile, but over time that adds up, and that can make a difference in how you play the game, and how the game sort of reacts to you. And given that it's episodic over time, that can ultimately result in potentially different music, potentially different side quests or plots. That's all still up in the air, since we're only going to be launching with about 3 episodes, but we intend to continue running it that way. And so therefore we have to have a back end that records those variables, and as Don said, also a way to load and save those games in a way that you don't end up losing all your data just because you maybe changed phones, or because you broke your phone, or maybe you accidentally deleted the app or something. So I'm going to head to lunch, and I'll be back in a little bit. Hello there. It's now actually 4:30. As you can tell, the time has flown by. A lot has happened. We found a way to fix that bug that was bothering us. It took me sort of going over stuff, and I'm now at that ashamed moment of designer where I realized that I was telling the engineer that everything was that I had done was fine, and that somehow it was the engine, but really it was just an error in the script. That's usually the case. But I've been communicating with a lot of the backers on Kickstarter, and most of the time was spent working in the JSON. Don has fixed another few bugs, and that build that we were hoping to do is getting ready to go out. Earlier we had some of that on my phone, and I was testing it through, and it's looking good. Also, communicating with some press, which we've got some really cool announcements that I can't talk about now. Particularly, we have a really awesome actor that might be joining us. That's kind of a known person in the industry, but it's not set in stone, and we're not 100% sure where they're going to fit in, so can't really say anything yet. But overall today's still going strong. I'll probably be working for quite a bit longer. But it's still a happy Friday. All right, thanks. Hey everybody, it is now, what time is it now? 6:20. So it's now 6:20. We are now done. It's a rainy day outside, but I'm now drinking my Friday evening beer. We got everything kind of done for the day. We also pushed out the build and took a look at it, started testing it, and realized that we broke a lot of stuff. So to sign off the day, we got a lot of stuff fixed, and then we broke a lot of stuff as well, and now more new stuff needs fixed. And Don is here with me, along with his friend Chris, and my wife Jen, who has come out to meet up, and so we're spending the beginning of Friday just kind of doing our beer o'clock thing. Also of note is I had a chance to chat with Chris Allen of Brass Monkey a little bit about opportunities and people he knows, and some things about how to approach funding and that and whatnot, stuff that we're looking at on down the road. But that, as well as I did my final sort of check-in with Bruno, our programmer, and with Matt. I think that's about it. Signing off. I mean, it is the weekend, and I am celebrating like it is the weekend. But of course, tomorrow morning I will be, because we are in the middle of the Kickstarter, and we are also trying to promote our game, and we are launching in about a month. Little less than a month, hopefully. Because of that, I'll be working through the weekend. So this was a day in the life of Reactive Studios.